Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Faces Friday. I'm Jacob Hackett. Once again, this is in conjunction with Life on the Bright Side page. If you want some more information on Faces for Autism, please visit www.facesforautism.org. This is a very special edition of Faces Friday because this Thursday night we will be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Miss America pageant. So over the next few days, you will be seeing interviews with me with some former Miss New Jerseys, and we will talk about what was it like competing on the Miss America stage. And my first guest during this mini Miss America series is Kaitlyn. She was Miss New Jersey 2018. She actually had a teacher that I had in high school. That's how we got the ball rolling. She's here today to talk to us about what was the experience like as Miss New Jersey, her platform, social impact initiative, and a whole lot more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss New Jersey 2018, Kaitlyn Shuffle.
What an incredible introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So I actually competed for Miss America 2018, but technically speaking, I was Miss New Jersey 2017. That's kind of just how it works when you compete for 18. Just as clarification.
Thank you, because everybody, it's like
so confusing.
I interviewed Jade in Jade Glab, who I'm sure you know too.
Very well.
And she's like 1920, and I'm like, Jade, you're confusing me. You're saying what the heck's going on? Anyway, first question, tell people a little bit about you.
Sure. So like I said, I was Miss New Jersey 2017. I became second runner-up to Miss America 2018. Right now, I live in Florida, but I was born in Atlantic City, raised in New Jersey, went to college at Montclair State University, where I studied journalism, political science, and dance. And now I am a mother to an adorable 2-year-old, soon to be 3-year-old. And I work for different car dealerships doing their social media marketing and television commercials. And I also work part-time as a professional dancer. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh, wow. So after you left the Miss America world, you've kept very busy. You moved to the Sunshine State, yeah, where the weather is warm all year long, when you're allowed to swim in a pool all year long too.
Yep, that's true. And it's wonderful, but I do, my heart will always be in New Jersey. And I travel up there to visit my family and friends frequently, and I also still work up there occasionally. So I'm never too far. It's only a short 2.5 hour plane ride away.
When we were chatting yesterday, you told me you were in New Jersey. So
yes, and now I'm back in Florida already.
Wow. So, okay. So I mentioned social impact in your intro. What was your social impact?
Sure. So I'm a little old, so I technically didn't have a social impact statement. Mine was called a platform, and then they transitioned it into the social impact statement, which is a little bit confusing too, but it's generally speaking, it's the same thing. So mine was titled Operation Empowerment. And what it did was, or still actually actively does, is it provides children, honestly, anyone, it doesn't even have to be children, an opportunity to experience the performing arts, whether it be through live theater, having tickets sponsored for students to be able to go and see performances that they may otherwise not be able to see. It also provides scholarship for children and adults to take lessons in the performing arts, regardless of their circumstance, whether they be low income, whether they be special needs, no matter what, whoever you are, we want to help you have equal access to the performing arts. And I started a scholarship foundation where I have a fundraiser. Now it's kind of become every other year, especially with COVID. It was a little bit tricky to continue to have a fundraiser in person for the performing arts, but hopefully we'll be having one coming up in 2022. And like I said, when I gave up my title as Miss New Jersey, each night of preliminaries, I handed out a scholarship for students that I selected throughout my year as Miss New Jersey to be able to receive money to take lessons in whatever type of performing arts they wished.
That's beautiful. And I was watching the preliminaries, as I said to you before we started last night, and it's nice to see the girls from all over the U.S. advocating for children, because I'm telling you, with COVID, we need it now more than ever.
I couldn't agree more. And I just feel like the performing arts in general, is such an outlet for children to be able to express themselves now, with anxiety and depression at all-time highs for children because of the pandemic. I think it's now more important than ever to really be able to reach out in any way you can to help these kids in whatever way, shape, or form get through these tough times.
Because let me tell you, they are tough. And I've said several times over the course of doing this program since March, I was still in school at the end of I was in the end of my educational career during the beginning of the pandemic. And let me tell you, I give the kids credit for handling it the way they have, because education is truly a struggle, because some kids, you don't know how far behind they are academically, because you had, in some cases, a half a year to little or no education at all, to potentially a full year remote, to God knows what now.
Exactly. Yes, it's definitely interesting times, but the children, I feel like, at least that I've interacted with, have been resilient.
Yeah, and that's key with the generations that are before us. They're becoming more resilient, more, I guess, sign of the times, if you will, that they're understanding, okay, I have to be resilient. I have to go with the flow. And it's nice to see the kids are finally grasping, okay, this is what I have to stand in front of me.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Next question. Miss America as a whole, any memories as your reign? Well, let me start. Talk about Miss New Jersey and what you did there, and then I'll branch into what it was like.
Sure, sounds great. So my story of becoming Miss New Jersey was somewhat similar to Alyssa's story. I competed for the title of Miss New Jersey for 6 years, and I won on my last year of eligibility. And my very first year that I competed, I was first runner-up. My second year I competed, I was fourth runner-up. The third year I competed, I made the top 10. And I was like, wait a second, I think I'm going in the wrong direction here. You know what I mean? And then the fourth year I competed, I didn't make the top 10. I didn't place, nothing. No, I got no recognition that fourth year. And I was really, really down, just thinking that, what, maybe this just isn't meant to be. I wanted to give up. And I took some time and really had to have some conversations with myself and figure out, is this really what I want? And I decided, yes, it is. And that, I didn't want to give up. So I was like, you know what? I can't do any worse than I did last year. So let's go back again. Then I went back my fifth year and I was second runner up. And then my sixth, last and final year, I finally was able to win. And having it be such a journey, I feel like I learned so much about myself, about working hard, about not giving up. So there were so many lessons built into my experience competing with the Miss America organization that I feel like will be just forever impressionable upon my life, and has taught me so many things, even now going into adulthood, of how to handle situations and how to not give up and how to just continue to fight for what you want and really just believe in yourself at the end of the day. So it was so exciting to finally win and be able to represent New Jersey at Miss America. And when I did compete for Miss America, it was in Atlantic City, which was very, very exciting for me, especially because I grew up in that area. I was actually born in Atlantic City, so it was part of me.
Yeah. And you mentioned, Alyssa, in the beginning of that question.
Yes.
I mean, in the beginning of that response. And I was at her send-off. I was invited by the
Okay, I was there too. There were so many people there.
Wow, you were there.
I was.
Okay. For those that aren't familiar with the Miss New Jersey organization, Alyssa told the story and Kaitlyn kind of briefed you on what we were discussing. Anyway, Alyssa Sullivan, this year's Miss New Jersey, friend of ours, told her story at the end of the send-off dinner was that I think it was year 2 or 3, correct me if I'm wrong, said that she had struggled, hadn't make the top 10, exactly what you're saying. Mm-hmm. She had gone into the bathroom and cried because she just was so down on herself. I mean, you don't blame them because you're trying to become Miss America, and you're trying to showcase yourself, and it, you just feel for them,
right?
Because of what you've gone through. I mean, yeah. So now we talked about Miss New Jersey. I'm dying to know, and I will ask Alyssa this when she returns from Miss America, probably before Christmas, if not after. What was your experience like as competing for Miss America?
I mean, it is almost to the point of being indescribable. It was the most incredible experience of a lifetime. So for me, being Miss New Jersey was my dream. And then I remember actually the night that I was crowned Miss New Jersey, someone turned to me and said, "You're going to Miss America." And I forgot that that's what happens when you win Miss New Jersey, just because I was so excited to just be Miss New Jersey. And now I was able to become so excited about the prospect of possibly becoming Miss America. But my time at Miss America, I feel like I spent it very similarly to my first year that I competed at Miss New Jersey. And sort of like my last year that I competed, in the sense that I tried not to have any expectations. I was there just to live this incredible experience that I'll never be able to have again. So I really was never focused so much on becoming Miss America or winning the crown. I was focused on I prepared myself as best as I could prior to going to the competition. I felt like I was ready. I felt like I was going to be presenting my best, most authentic self. But after that, once I got there, I just was living my best life. I mean, and I have to be so honest with you because I just had so much fun. And the whole time you're there, it felt surreal. You're looking around, you're with a group of incredible other women. And I remember just feeling a sense of gratitude and a sense of being so lucky to be considered a peer of these women, because they all were so incredible. And to be included in their group was something that was so impactful for me and something that I will never forget. I mean, we still to this day have group messages. We go to each other's weddings. My friends from Miss America have come over and helped me when I had my baby. So those friendships have been everlasting. And my time at Miss America, like I said, it was truly priceless. My favorite thing that I did at Miss America, minus the final night. The final night was just incredible. I mean, I could have never asked for anything better besides maybe becoming Miss America. But I was pretty close. But going to and being in the parade, it's such an iconic thing of Atlantic City. It was an iconic thing of my childhood, me going there and watching these contestants when I was a young girl. And then being able to be Miss New Jersey in the Miss America parade in Atlantic City, I felt like I already won Miss America. I mean, the support system, the screams, I remember I just cried the whole parade, tears of joy, because I could not believe that I was here finally experiencing this. And it was better than I could have ever imagined.
Yes. And I get that, because Miss America is born in Atlantic City. Miss America is 100 years old this year, as we said. Miss America, and I'm sure you agree with me, should not be in Connecticut marking a milestone.
Right. Yeah, it is a little bit disappointing. I'm sure that the organization has their reasons as to why it is in Connecticut and not in Atlantic City, but as a contestant, it was a little bit disappointing to hear, but I guess I just have faith in the organization that they're making the decisions that are the best for the future of Miss America. And hopefully that just continues.
Yeah, right on. And as a supporter, I echo the statements that you're saying. Are we upset that Miss America's not in Atlantic City marking a monumental milestone? Yes. Can we do anything about it? No.
Exactly.
Okay. During your time as Miss New Jersey, excuse me. Any memories? Such as if you went to school where, did you get to go back to your alma mater? Because I've watched Alyssa on her Miss New Jersey social media, and she's just, I can understand it. I put together an event for her in September at the Field of Dreams. It's just so warm and so well received. So when you were Miss New Jersey, did you get to go back to your high school, or where you started?
I did. So I was when I was Miss New Jersey, I had actually already graduated from college. So I was able to go back to Montclair State University and go into I studied journalism, as I said, and I was able to go back and be interviewed on our, television set that's at the university. I was part of their program that they air weekly. And so that was really exciting to go back and be so received by my professors and some students that I was still in school with, but I had graduated and they were still in school. I did go back to my high school a couple of times and spoke to a few different classes. Like a few of my English teachers from high school invited me back, and I spoke about my platform. Actually, maybe not so much about my platform necessarily to high school students, but I did speak a lot. I focused on was my journey from starting competing in Miss New Jersey to them being able to compete at Miss America, because I feel like that message for high school students would really resonate and hopefully maybe inspire some students to, if they are trying to achieve something, to not give up. Because they're really formative years in high school. And I think that hearing a message from someone that was technically failing at what they were trying to do, and then just to continue to persevere was the message that I was trying to shed to my alma mater high school students. But I loved going to elementary schools too. There I would really talk about my platform, and then I would simplify my story of finally becoming Miss New Jersey to them, kind of like the little train that could. And they were always so sweet. I would ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some of the answers that you get from little kids are just beyond priceless. I had one little kid say, a little boy said he wanted to be a daddy when he grows up. You would just never expect that from a sweet little boy, but it was so touching. Another person wanted to be a garbage man. Another person wanted to be a doctor or a Chick-fil-A worker. It's just so sweet to see the perspective of these children. And so I kind of just was trying to tell them in asking them, what you wanted to be when you grow up, to tell them that they can be that. Then they can be whatever they want. And they just have to work hard and continue to not give up, even if someone says no.
Right. And that's the message that should be driven home to youth today. Don't give up. Keep striving forward, because it's not easy, especially, and I give credit to the youth of today, because hello, you were in high school, some of you freshman year in high school probably, had no idea what was coming at you with the pandemic, amongst other things.
Right.
I feel for the youth of today. I'm sure you do, having spoke to many schools during your reign as Miss New Jersey.
Yes.
I mean, those answers you were giving me about what do kids want to be when they grow up, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
My next question, and if actually this might be the last question, if you, this is how I always end these, if you could give any advice to women, young girls that are competing for Miss America, Miss New Jersey, Miss Universe, what have you, what would it be?
Yeah, that's a great question to end on. And I would just have to reiterate, if you have to really sit down and ask yourself, why do you want to become XYZ title holder? And once you figure out those reasons, then you can really kind of just create a launch pad for yourself, because that's where the motivation is going to come from. And what I've always tried to advocate for is try not to come from your goals, or try to work towards your goals, come from them. So instead of working towards becoming Miss America, act as though you already are Miss America. And as a local title holder, as a local contestant, as a Miss New Jersey, everyone who has competed in the Miss America organization essentially is part of that web in which that makes Miss America Miss America. She cannot reach every student. She cannot go to every single classroom. She is an incredible figurehead for the national organization. However, it really takes such a strong group of individuals who are striving towards that title to really make an impact. And if you come from a place of, I'm going to, even though I don't have a title yet, I'm going to hold myself and present myself to others as if I were the national representative. Maybe eventually you'll end up just doing that and becoming Miss America or Miss Universe. Because it's that confidence in yourself and that in the organization that I think will just propel you so much faster to your goals. So yeah, but also just, you know, be yourself, be kind, look at others with eyes of love, be you know, authentic. You know, there's no one else you have to be besides yourself. Care about other people, and I think that that's so important. You know, it's not what you say to people, it's how you make them feel. Leading by example. I mean, there are just so many different things that I could touch upon that make a title holder a successful title holder. And if you start trying to incorporate those things now before you actually win a title, you'll be that much further ahead. And because that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for someone that is already exuding all of those qualities.
Exactly. And you mentioned advocacy in that response. And not to come away from personal experiences, but I'm disabled and working on becoming an advocate, and it just made me happy last night listening to the 4 or 5 or 6 girls that were there saying, I want to advocate for the disabled community, because there are not enough of us. There
Right.
needs to be more. There needs to be more advocates for all walks of life.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Just a reminder, friends, if you would like to watch the 100th anniversary of Miss America, please visit tonight www.watchmissamerica.com. You will see talent, you will see red carpet, you will see interviews, and you will see beauty. And you will see a whole lot more, including Art Miss New Jersey, a friend of Kaitlyn's, a friend of mine, Elizabeth Sullivan. And this Thursday night, we will crown the 100th Miss America.
How exciting.
It brings chills coming out of my mouth as it's coming out of my mouth. I mean, the 100th Miss America, you heard memories from Kaitlyn. We talked about the history of the program. Enjoy it. You heard advice from a former Miss New Jersey, what it's like. Watch Miss America. You never know what ideas might come after you watch it, what may come of it. Miss America is truly one of the highlights of my year, just to see what the ladies have to showcase.
I couldn't agree more.
Kaitlyn, I'm going to stop this recording.